Madayaw, dakbayan sa Davao. Maayong buntag, Pilipinas. Hello world! It's been a while that this pandemic occurs in the world. And festivities all throughout the country has been reduced or postponed. Pero, dinhi sa Davao, walay makapugong. Davao City celebrates Araw ng Davao in a digital way. Ug bago nato pagasugdan, ayaw kalimot og like, subscribe, and share this video.
Sumasayaw ang langit.
Davao, the land of promise, the city has made tremendous leaps and bounds in the development since 1937. And now, 84 years after its declaration as a city, Davao stands proud as a bustling commercial center for Mindanao. The promise of the land fulfilled. Tinuod na ikagarbo ang pagkadabawenyo. Davao, the eagle soars wild and free and safe. The city's natural beauty has remained intact. Despite the outcropping of skyscrapers and highways, the largest city in the Philippines remains a haven for the flora and fauna that make it unique. The global pandemic has brought the world on its knees, but Davao City remains resilient. Its people remain trustful of its leaders. And as the world rises up from the ashes, Davao City rises with them. A shining example of unrivaled leadership and unwavering faith. This is Davao. This is Davao Now. Welcome to the digital celebration of the 84th Araw ng Davao. Thanks to technology, we are still able to celebrate our city's Charter Day the social distancing way. So sit back, grab a soft drink kay Likor Banbaya, and enjoy the show. A city is only as strong as its leadership, and Davao City is strong as ever. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the strong woman behind the success of our beloved city, Mayor Inday Sara Duterte.
My fellow Davaoeños, this year is the second time that we are celebrating the Araw ng Davao virtually, without the usual festivities and gatherings we have been accustomed to in the past. A lot has happened in the span of a year. We are not the same city we were in 2020, and the threat of COVID-19 is still present, but as resilient and united Davaoeños, we shall overcome as we always have in the face of adversity. So this year, let us once again celebrate Araw ng Davao safely within the comforts of our own homes. The city government has prepared a number of online events and features, and we are inviting you all to join us in these virtual events that will showcase the best of Davao. And let us remember that while Araw ng Davao has always been a joyous celebration of pomp and pageantry, it is at its core a celebration of and a salute to the Davaoeño. And so let this 2021 Araw ng Davao be a tribute to all frontliners, to all whom we have lost this past year, and to each Davaoeño abiding by the protocols set in place to ensure each other's safety. For it is our grit, our tenacity, and our discipline that will see us through to the end of this pandemic. In the hopes that we may one day safely celebrate our Araw ng Davao in the streets once more. Daghang salamat. Happy 84th Araw ng Davao kaninyong tanan.
Happy 84th Araw ng Davao. Maghiusa kita kanunay og magtinabangay alang sa kalambuan sa atong syudad ug sa kaayuhan natong mga Davaoeño. Daghang salamat.
Madayaw, beautiful, bountiful, superior in so many ways. That is Davao Now. It is indeed a privilege to call this city home. The bounty of the mountains, the wonders of the sea, and the comfort of modern living make Davao ideal for everyone. Mga igsuong Davaoeño, andam na ba mo? Kung ready na ang tanan, like, comment, and share this digital celebration of the 84th Araw ng Davao. Madayaw, Davao!
luntian, kabundukan, karagatan, hanggang kapatagan. Yaman ng kalikasan, tulay ng kasaysayan, mula kanununuan, pinamahagi para sa tanan. Salubungin ng madayaw, 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 Davao.
Madayaw, 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 Davao. Damhin tuklasin ang diwa ng Davao. Madayaw, 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 Davao. Damhin tuklasin ang diwa ng Davao.
Wow! Davao City takes great pride in this homegrown talents. The performances we have just witnessed speak for the plethora of talent the city has to offer the world. Grabe gayud ka mga talented ang mga Dabawenyo, no? Daghang salamat sa mga talentadong Dabawenyo. Now that we are satiated with the performing arts, let us be entertained with the visual. Let us marvel at our people's history, the ascendance of our leaders, and the victories amidst adversities. Dabawenyos, let's all fall in love with our city's history again.
During the 19th century, a few areas in the Philippine Islands lay outside Spanish influence and control. These include the region around Davao Gulf, which was inhabited by Moro and Lumad indigenous peoples. In 1844, under the orders of Spanish Governor-General Narciso Claveria, Spain expanded its control to the region. In 1848, after defeating ruling chieftain Dato Bago, Spanish forces and settlers led by Don Jose Cruz Oyanguren established a settlement which they named Nueva Vergara. It was in the early 1900s under American rule when roads, telegraph lines, ports were set up. Abaca and coconut plantations, ranches, factories were established. Rapid economic progress in the frontier followed. The period saw the entry of migrants from Luzon and Visayas, along with the Chinese, Americans, and the Japanese. The Japanese settlers flourished, and during that era, Davao was known as Little Japan. By the 1930s, the town was expanding, and the growing influence of the Japanese community had worried political leaders. To counter the expanding influence, President Manuel Quezon signs the charter of Davao Assemblyman Romualdo Quimfo, creating the city of Davao in 1936. The new city was created by combining the municipality of Davao and the municipal district of Gianga. By March 1, 1937, Davao becomes a city. The law formally took effect 15 days later. As a means to lessen the political influence of the Japanese, Davao City in its early years was governed by a succession of appointed leaders. In World War II, invading Imperial Japanese forces landed in Davao on December 20, 1941. They controlled the city until its liberation by Allied forces in 1945. Immediately after the liberation, the city government was re-established. Despite suffering tremendous devastation after the war, the city's march to progress resumed. In 1955, Republic Act 1368 was signed into law, which provides for the election of the city mayor, vice mayor, and 10 city councilors. In November 1955, the first local city elections were held. Carmelo Porras was the first elected mayor. In 1967, Elias Lopez, a full-blooded Bagobo, is elected as the city's highest official. Mayor Lopez was the first indigenous mayor of Davao City. Also in the same year, Davao Province was divided into Davao del Norte, Davao del Sur, and Davao Oriental. Davao City, the former capital of the undivided Davao Province, was made politically independent from the three new provinces. The city continued to grow well into the 1970s, but political developments in the country also made a tremendous impact in the city. By the 1980s, the city was again plunged into turmoil. It became a bloody laboratory for urban guerrilla warfare waged by the communist New People's Army. It was an era marked by bloodshed and violence. Davao was known as Nicaragdao. Shortly after EDSA, the new government under Corazon Aquino appointed OIC officials across the country. Zafiro Respicio was appointed city mayor. Rodrigo Duterte was the city's vice mayor. In the 1988 elections, Rodrigo Duterte, former fiscal, and the son of the former governor of Davao Province, rose to prominence. Duterte was elected city mayor for 3 consecutive terms. Under his stewardship, peace and stability returned to the city. It has become one of the safest cities in the country. And with it, Davao was again enjoying years of unhampered economic progress. In the late 1990s, former city administrator and Vice Mayor Benjamin de Guzman was elected city mayor. In 1998, Davao City was ranked by Asia Week magazine as one of Asia's most livable cities. In 2001, Rodrigo Duterte was again elected as city mayor. Under his new term, Davao was ushered into the 21st century. With fresh mandate and strong political will, Mayor Digong instituted innovative and groundbreaking ordinances and programs into the city. And with advances in information and communications technology, Davao has become one of the country's most modern and progressive cities. In the era of stability, Davao City underwent several changes. But instead of surrendering to fear and hatred, Davaoeños reached out to spread the message of unity and peace. In 2010, Sara Duterte became the 6th elected mayor of the city. Mayor Inday pursued further initiatives to help prepare the city for further growth and development. In the 2016 national elections, with Davao City as a showcase of exemplary governance and leadership, Mayor Rodrigo Duterte was elected as the country's 16th president. The first Philippine president coming from Mindanao. Sara Duterte returned as the city mayor, building a momentum under a Duterte presidency. From a remote colonial frontier to one of the country's most progressive cities. The story of our city is a testament to its leaders and to its people united in charting its glorious destiny. As Davaoeños march to achieve their noble aspirations, the city's colorful and beautiful history is continuously being made. Davao, life is here.
Makapanimbaut ug balahibo seeing our history unfold. Nakabati ba sad mo og pride sa atong giagyan as a city? Let us know in the comments.
Dabaoeño, 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 Daba, 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 Dabaoeño, 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 Daba, 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 Dabaoeño.
and Mindanao's pride, singer-songwriter Miss Maan Chua with OPM balladeer Mr. Chad Borja. There we have it mga Dabawenyo. Daghang salamat sa pag-ambit ug pagtan-aw sa atong grand opening of the 84th Araw ng Davao. Watch out for more of our digital events for the Araw ng Davao celebrations to be announced and streamed from our government Facebook pages. And now, let's join our leaders, stakeholders, and frontliners as they sing and dance with the Araw ng Davao 2021 theme song in a new normal way. Ako si Lea May Luna. Happy 84th Araw ng Davao!
Sa gugma o respeto, giusa sa pagtinabangay, kataugan o pagsulay.
Sa nalabay nga panahon, nagpapiling lingon kay kita, Pilipino, Mindanawon, Dabawenyo. Dabawenyo, 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 Daba, 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 Dabawenyo, 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 Kahiusahan ang hinagiban, kalampusan matagamtaman. Kahiusahan ang hinagiban, kalampusan matagamtaman. Kahiusahan ang hinagiban, kalampusan matagamtaman. Kahiusahan ang hinagiban. Kay kita Pilipino, Mindanao ang